Guys, Charlie Gipple here. Hey, the owner of CG Financial Group, your IMO for annuities, life, and long-term care. So here's a policy that I illustrated, an IUL, Indexed Universal Life policy that I illustrated in 2015. And I sold this IUL policy. Here is the illustration in which I keep every illustration that I ever sell, just so we can track, okay, here, 10 years later, here is what we illustrated. Here is the client's expectation. And here is how the policy is actually performing. Yes, that was in the North American portal, which we'll come back to. So do we have a happy client, a satisfied client, or a really pissed off client with this IUL? Because IUL's gotten a lot of heat here lately with the Kyle Busch stuff. Well, guess what? It's not the product. It's the people that sell this wrong is what gives the product the wrong name. So my point to this video is here we are 10 years later. Here is what we illustrated. Have we gotten performance in the product that is relative, that is satisfactory versus the illustration? Well, let's look at the illustration here. So here 10 years ago, Mrs. Klein, if you put in $10,000 per year, in which she's abided by, what her commitment, so to speak, was. If you do this for a period of, it looks like 20 years here, and then maybe wait until age 71, which that was her instruction. She said, I could put in for this period of time, but then maybe delay, once I retire at 65 and then take income at 71. How much will that give me? I said, well, there's no guarantee, all the disclaimers, there's no guarantee here, but you should be somewhere around $24,000 per year in loans, tax-free, coming out of the policy based off you doing what you say you're going to do. Put premium in for 20 years, wait 5 years, and then take those loans against the policy. Well, obviously we aren't 20 years out or 25 years out, so that is still an expectation versus reality. Well, what is the expectation that we set in year 10 versus the reality? Because here we are today. Well, there you have the guaranteed rate that always looks horrible. That is basically the company's going to increase charges day one. The stock market's going to tank forever, and the client is screwed. And then there's the I call it the midpoint. Technically, it's not the midpoint here, but here is what I illustrated, what I input into the illustration system. Notice that is not a freaking double-digit number, folks. Here is what I've always said, and I know I'm a little shaky because I'm on my iPhone here. Here's what I've always said. Indexed universal life insurance is not designed to beat the stock market or to compare to the stock market. It is designed to give the client slightly more than what its fixed rate brethren would give that client, right? So I illustrated at 5% at the time, and I didn't need to illustrate at freaking 10%, which I could have at the time because this was prior to AG 49, AG 49A, AG 49B, AG 49 freaking 123. This was prior to all that stuff. I could illustrate it higher. But as I preach, hey, you don't need to illustrate big numbers for this to still look good. And if you need to, in order to make it look good, then you're selling the wrong crap or selling it the wrong way. Anyway, the account value that we illustrated was $106,882. It was expected to be that 10 years from then, which is today. How is the actual account value? Well, let's go over to the North American portal, which that is what this product is. Great company. I worked at North American. Great company. Looky there, $107,523 is the accumulation value. We are tracking, not only are we tracking, we are slightly outperforming what we illustrated to that client. Are we meeting their expectations? Yes. Do we have a pissed off client? No. And therefore, my annual review here in about 3 hours is going to be a good one.